Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to analyze a deal, how I do it, how a lot of other investors do it. If you're new to this channel, my name is Nickman, and I went from dead broke working as a car salesman to using that money to learn how to flip houses, and I actually ended up making over $120,000 net on my very first house flip. So I'm going to teach you exactly how I analyze a deal before I buy it. So go ahead and watch the rest of this video, because at the end, I'm going to share exactly how to not lose money. For the first thing, you're definitely going to have to analyze the market. You know, a lot of investors go in blind and they don't really know exactly the new developments, the new zoning laws in that area that they're looking to purchase in. They might just see a house and they like the price, and that's all they look at. So, for example, you know, with me, like I have right now, I'm working on a duplex currently. And it's in an area that's a little bit overlooked. It's up and coming, but you want to analyze the market, because in this area specifically, there is a huge new development going on. They're spending like, you know, $30 billion or whatever to redevelop this entire area. And so I know that, and I want to be close to it. The property is actually 1 block away from where this new development is already underway going. So I know exactly the comps, and I know what the new development in that area is going to be, so it should bring up the value of the property. You know, flipping houses can be great and super, super lucrative if you find the right deal. But you got to make sure that you know the market in that area, and you evaluate, you know, the comps. What are all the other houses sold for in that area, and in the last, you know, 1 to 3 months. Some investors, they look at houses that sold like 6 months ago, 7 months ago at a way higher price, and that doesn't necessarily justify what you're going to get in today's current market. And so you got to understand, you know, what you're allowed to build in that area, what the rent is in that area, what you can actually do with the property itself, and what the new development in that area is going to be, because that's going to tell you what it's going to probably be worth in the future. And also, you want to look at how dense the area is. You know, is it an area that's super far remote, where there's not a lot of buyers, there's not a lot of people that want to live there? Or is it a super jam-packed, dense city-like area where the demand for housing is super, super high? And so these are all things that you're going to have to evaluate and take into consideration. You know, for example, I don't buy houses that are out in the middle of nowhere. Even if they are at a cheap price, I don't really care, because I don't think there's a lot of value there. There's not a lot of housing demand. And so I stay away from those types of areas. You know, one of the first things that I do when looking at a house, after I've identified the area and I know it's a good, safe area to make the investment, is I'm going to look at the lot size. Okay. The lot size is going to tell you everything. The lot size and what you can do on that lot. And so first thing you're going to do is look at the lot size. If it's a nice, you know, and I'm in Los Angeles, so a nice lot size is between like if it's a 6,000 square foot lot, it's a decent size. Okay. And then I'm going to look at where the house is actually placed on that lot. Okay. Because in LA, you can't really typically add on in the front of the house. So if it's a big lot, but the house is all the way placed in the back, there's really nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And so that doesn't matter. But if the house is placed in the middle of the lot or towards the front of the lot, and then you have this big backyard, that's a money sign to me. And I like those type of deals, because what I'm looking for is ways to add value, which is what you should be doing. So first things first, I'm going to look at is, okay, the lot size is good. So either I can add square foot to it, or the potential buyer, whoever buys it, will want square feet when they buy it. You know, so they might want to do their own add-on, but I want that because that is value, and that's going to insulate me in the future if there's like a correction, that lot size and that property is going to be more valuable no matter what. You know, first things first, I'm going to look at is the comps. Okay, I'm going to look at the comps as is. And for me, and this is something that I teach, you know, friends of mine, is you never want to buy for a flip. You never want to buy something less than 20% margin when it's all fixed up and done. So for example, look at the property as is and look at what it's going to sell for when it's fixed up. And you can do that by using PropStream or, just going on Redfin and Zillow and looking at the recent sales. Once you've determined what it's going to sell for fixed up, my all-in number should be at least 20%. So for example, if the house is worth $1 million fixed up, my all-in number needs to, including construction, holding costs, and the purchase price of the property, I need to be at $800,000. So that's a 20% margin. Otherwise, I just pass on the deal and I don't do it. After you've determined that and you feel like it's a good deal, now you should look at the rent in the area, because we always want to plan for worst case scenario, okay? I'm not one of these people that's all optimistic all the time and thinks the market's always going to go up and I'm going to get some high price. So in the worst case scenario, you have to look at the rent. And I tell flippers this all the time, because if the market turns unexpectedly, some crazy economic crash, some stock market crash, something bad happens in the environment and you have to rent that house, you want to make sure that the rent demand is there and that if worst case scenario, you need to rent out that house, you'll be okay. It will cover the mortgage and it could even possibly cash flow. Here's another reason why that's a good idea, because whoever is going to be buying the house from you might also be looking at that same metric. So you want to have rent and comps there. And then, okay, so once you've identified the numbers and you think it's going to good, it's time to go ahead and bring your contractor to the property. So first thing you should do after you've identified the numbers, okay, it's a good deal. The area, okay, check, it's a good deal, is get out there as fast as you can with your contractor and walk through the property and do an inspection. So today, for example, I'm in contract right now on a duplex. Now, the rents are there. The ARV, the after repair value, once it's fixed up, is there, right? I know what price I'm going to probably get for it. That checks out. The area is great. I'm next to a new development, so I know that's good. The one thing I need to make sure of is the condition of the property. So I went out there this morning and we walked through. We checked the foundation. We checked the plumbing. We checked the roof. And we checked all the exterior and interior of the property. Because what you want to do is you want to make sure how much money it's actually going to cost you and not just guess. Because when you go to make your offer, you have to build that into your offer. And so there's really 3 things that you need to know when buying a flip. It's the purchase price of the property, the renovation costs, and the ARV, which is the after repair value, how much you're going to get for it once it's fixed up. Once you have those 3 numbers, you need to calculate how much profit you're going to make. And if it's not like 20%, I would say walk away. Maybe 15, you could get away with it if you're feeling risky, but I would say stay in that 20% range. And by the way, I appreciate you staying this far through the video. Now let's talk about probably the most important part here. What a lot of flippers go wrong, and they don't calculate this, is they forget the holding costs. So you can either use a regular conventional mortgage or you can get a hard money loan, but most flippers either way are going to have some sort of loan with holding costs, right? Your monthly mortgage payment on the property, those are holding costs. You have to build that in to your profit. You buy the house for $100,000. Your renovation costs are going to be another $100,000. So now your all-in number is $200,000. And let's say it takes you 5 months to hold the property, and your mortgage payment was $2,000 a month. So that's $10,000 right there. So now your all-in number is $210,000. And let's say your ARV, your after repair value, is $300,000. Now you're left with a profit of $90,000. But there's always agent fees, closings, and commissions. And let's just say for round numbers, that's another $20,000. Your net profit was $70,000. So that's a good deal. And I would say go ahead and buy that. But that's how you analyze a potential flip. And I hope that was a good video and informative for you guys. And if you need help finding good deals, definitely there's a website called PropStream, which I personally use. It gives you literally all the owner information, all the comps, their mortgage information, and all the linked properties that someone owns. And it makes it super, super, super easy for you just to pick up the phone and call that owner, and without any competition. So there'll be a link in the description below to go check that out. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. Drop a comment and tell me what you think the best way to analyze a property is and how much margin you try to make on that deal. If you like more content like this, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.